It's Fee Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
After a trip to New York City of 2 games, the Alabama Crimson Tide is greeted back at home by a huge crowd tonight. It's the Tide and the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech right here on the SEC Network. In Bama's last game at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, a strange happening. After players encroached on the court during a skirmish, Alabama's entire bench was ejected. Then, when play resumed, the Crimson Tide lost Dazon Ingram, who fouled out. They were down to 4 players on 3. Then Petty goes down with an ankle injury, and the Tide end up playing with 3 players on 5. 3 on 5 for the rest of the ball game. They outscored Minnesota 28-24 in the final 10-50, but end up losing the game, but a great effort. Everybody's back, set to go tonight. The starting 5 for the Crimson Tide. There you see them right there, including Colin Sexton, who had 40 the other day, while the visitors from Ruston, Louisiana, set to go with a record of 5-0. There are their starters, and we are glad you're with us. I'm Eli Gold, Coach Wimp Sanderson alongside, and we are underway, a Wednesday night of hoops here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And Coach, it'll be interesting to see how Bama gets going here with a good quick start if they can.
Well, it certainly will. This is a basketball team. Both teams are really positionless. In other words, 1, 2, and 3 can play 1, 2, and 3.
The least little bit of an opening right there, somebody's going to take it.
Yeah, there certainly are. All 3 of these guys can play any position on the perimeter. Eli, I think you'll see more scoring on the perimeter than you will inside, although Tech has a big guy inside, and Alabama's got certainly good basketball players there, but the perimeter is a big thing. The surprise for me is that Alabama has had double figures out of all 3 or 4 of their perimeter players this year.
Bracey, a free throw shooter at 67% on the line for the Bulldogs, and he'll can the first for head coach Eric Kunkel in his 3rd year at Louisiana Tech. That is he in the middle with the blue tie standing up. 51-20 is his coaching record at La Tech. He's been in the business, though, for 18 years. As the second shot is up and good for Bracey, and Louisiana Tech takes the 2-0 lead.
Tech always presses out of a 2-2-1 zone press after the free throw. 2 good made free throws there, and we'll see exactly. Petty is so quick with the basketball. Great pass.
What a dish inside to Dante Hall, who jams it home, and Alabama ties it at 2. And clearly, Petty showing no after effects from that twisted ankle in Brooklyn on Saturday. Lost the handle, did White. And Dazon Ingram can't get the kiss off the glass, but is fouled. Avery Johnson, the head coach. There he is for the Crimson Tide, flanked by John Pelfrey on the left of your screen. Yasir Redmond to the right of the screen. The other assistant coach, not in that picture, is the great Antoine Petway, as Dazon Ingram is at the line.
Alabama, a much better basketball team, Eli, when they run with it, when they get it off and get it out. That's the reason I said they're positionless. They can throw the ball to any of the 3 guys. As you noted a minute ago, Petty took the ball on the dribble, kicked the basketball off to the big guy inside Hale, and he stuffed it. That's what I'm talking about, a 3-man being able to put the basketball on the floor. So 1, 2, and 3 can play any of those positions, and I think that's huge. It makes it very difficult for the defense to defend them.
And Dazon Ingram with both the free throws gives Alabama their first lead of the night. It's 4-2 for the Crimson Tide. This is the 6th meeting ever between these 2 teams. Bama has won the first 5, but they haven't met now in the last dozen years. It's been a while since the Bulldogs and the Tide have gotten together. Great D coming from behind by Hall to swat it away. Quick break, alley, but no oop. It was off the mark from Dazon Ingram. The transition game, quick, and a foul.
Well, they got the breakout, but they didn't do a very good job at the other end of it. They got a little bit too fancy trying to get the dunk play, and they get it out well, and they get the basketball out, and actually it's not a very good pass. So certainly we want to You want to get it out. You want to get it down. You want to do something at the other end with it. And Alabama didn't do that, but they are a very good basketball team when they run with it. I told you my experience at Louisiana Tech, and not that the listeners want to hear about it, but I played there when I was at Little Rock. And we had a total of 8 points at the half.
Really?
Yeah, I tried to go home.
I bet. Now, one problem for Alabama, that's a great story. One problem for Alabama is that Daniel Giddens, the 6'11" sophomore in the middle, now has 2 fouls. So he's been replaced by Riley Norris, averaging 7.3 a ball game. Norris, of course, more of a scorer than Giddens. There's the dish, and there's the lay-in that we talked about from Riley Norris.
Well, certainly a great pass inside there. And Collins is not only a great shooter and a great rebounder and a great everything, he really gets the basketball to the open people.
Gracie finds an opening. And there's the feed inside to their big guy, Janiah White. He is a true 7-footer from Duck Hill, Mississippi.
They did a nice job of drill penetration to the little lob pass inside. That's the best thing you can do for the big guy. He's not going to be a scorer outside on the lane, but he is going to score inside.
Shot won't go down for Sexton. And now the other way for Bracy for Louisiana Tech. And you can't pass up a shot like that. Jacoby Boykins, a 35% three-point shooter, gives the Bulldogs a 4-point lead. Boykins, one of the returning starters for La Tech. Petty. Boy, the nice arc on that finger roll.
Well, Petty's got great handles. He handles the basketball very well. He looks well when he has the ball and get the ball to the open people. He's an all-around player, no doubt about it.
Jalen Harris, number 2 for Louisiana Tech in blue. Battling for the basketball. Nice save by the Bulldogs. And again, wide open for 3 is Jacoby Boykins. 3rd team All-Conference USA this year, and he has a couple of quick trays.
Well, he's attempted the most threes of anybody on the team. Not quite the shooting percentage that Harris has, but he's drilled these 2.
Running layup doesn't go down for Sexton, and a whistle underneath. Tell you, there was some great hustle, Coach. That's one thing that you got to love if you're a coach.
Well, both these kids go after the basketball. Tech ends up with it and gets the basketball to Boykins, and he drills it. He's drilled 2 in a row. Sexton at the line misses the easy shot, but gets the rebound, tries to put it back and misses it. Sexton needs to work on his free throw shooting.
Remember last game when Bama was down 3 players on 5, Sexton was at the line. What do you do after you make a shot? You give your teammates the little skin, a little high five, but there were no teammates there, so he just gave a little high five action to
Air
of the invisible men. You gotta love it. And he makes the freebies there. So it cuts the lead to 4 for Louisiana Tech.
Bama continues to play inside people as much as they can. They've got 3 inside guys that can play some, and they're doing a good job at rotating them. Very quick on the perimeter. Bracy's very quick with the basketball. Harris is quick. They all play very, very hard and very smart.
Around all the big men, including Powell, to lay it in for 2.
Beat Evansville and Cancun to win the tournament down there, and they're 5-0. Have had a week off, Eli.
Penetration and the jam home. Jalen Smith. It's going to be a nice seesaw affair tonight. Let's get that feeling.
Tech's come in ready to play. I didn't think they could do much inside, and they've done pretty darn good.
There's Washington going to the window unchecked.
I like Alabama getting this basketball in fast after the opponent makes something. That's good.
And the lay-in is good for Alabama.
I used to have a guy named Robert Ory. The minute they scored, he threw that Booker Bear in so fast the other team couldn't get back. I love that.
Yep. Part of what helped him get 2 hands full of NBA championship rings. Not to mention the fact the guy could kind of shoot. Here's Harris. Nice move, flying through the air, and the foul. We're coming right back. More from Tuscaloosa next. Colin Sexton, the SEC Freshman of the Week, 40 points against the Golden Gophers, particularly keying things when Alabama was down 3 players to 5. Quite a performance. 10 minutes, 50 seconds left in the game. Bama had to play down 2 men and outscored Minnesota 28-24 thanks to Colin Sexton. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside Coleman Coliseum. Eli Gold, Coach Wimp Sanderson. When a guy's on fire like that and he scores 40, just sit back and enjoy, huh?
Well, certainly in that particular game, in this game tonight, he needs to be sure that he gets good shots around the basket. They're getting the ball out on the break well, but they're not getting much at the end.
Yeah, right now 1 point, but obviously we're still early. The third member of our broadcast team, Rebecca Nesbitt, joining us now. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, Eli, who would have ever guessed that a Facebook live streamed basketball game would gain so much national recognition? Well, I guess that's what happens when you play nearly 11 minutes of a collegiate basketball game, just 3-on-5. In fact, Colin Sexton said, I didn't even know that was possible at this level. And as you can imagine, he was exhausted, having only 2 other teammates to rely on. In fact, he looked over at the Minnesota bench, looked at head coach Rick Pitino and said, hey, can y'all call a timeout? I'm exhausted, and we're out of timeouts. Of course, Coach Pitino didn't give him one, but at the end of the game, Coach Pitino later said, Colin Sexton's so good, he could beat a whole team by himself. Eli?
He certainly could have the other day, came close to doing so, and there you see the shots he took the other day. That's only while Alabama was down 3 players to 5. He scored 19 points of his 40, almost half of his output in that time frame right there. And, of course, flawless from the free throw line as we are back underway in a 2-point game here. By the way, if you're curious, the last time we saw a 3-on-5 play was back in February of 1989. Wichita State and Indiana State.
I thought you was fixing to say that game you and I took at Wichita State that time.
No, that game went long enough and it was only regulation. Oh, that was a long night. A story for a lengthy timeout.
Yeah, that's right. I tell you, Tech's done a nice job of penetrating with the dribble, Eli. They've gotten the basketball by Alabama some, gotten it to the goal, a little bit jammed up when they get there, but I'm impressed with their ability to put the ball on the floor and get it to the basket. As I talked about, it's more of a perimeter game for them. They have had 1 lob pass to the big guy inside who scored.
Inbounds now for Louisiana Tech. Number 1 is Derek Jean, spells it J-E-A-N, pronounced Jean. The shot's off the mark, but there's a clearing out foul underneath called by Patrick Evans.
Derek Jean hit the last shot to beat Evansville in the Cancun Classic, and everybody was all excited about that.
He's made a career of that. He's had a couple of last-second winners from long range. One against Evansville and one back in his freshman year against the Thundering Herd of Marshall.
Good spacing. Good openings by good dribble penetration.
Gracie moves the ball well. Just didn't get the shot to go down. And Alabama now with Avery Johnson Jr. to Petty. And the whistle inside as Jones tries to go up and gets hit.
Avery Johnson Jr., Eli, has played well. He's done a good job coming in a support role. Hit some big shots in several games. And I think his dad's pleased. And I know he's pleased with the way he's been playing. And I'm sure his mom's pleased too. But he's a good basketball player, and he's really helped Alabama.
Now, he's not around because he's the coach's kid.
No, the guy's played really well.
Legit.
Yeah, he's worked very hard to get better, and he's gotten a lot better. Excuse me, he's one of these perimeter guys that can play either 2-3 or bring the basketball down the court, which I think is so good.
Jones gets the bounce there and gets his first point of the evening.
Well, Herb Jones is a kind of a guy like I used to have. He's long and lanky, long arms, really a good player. Going to be a lot better freshman kid. That's going to really get some good playing time for Alabama.
Long range shot and a foul, but the shot doesn't go. But going to the line to shoot 3 will be Boykins. He was praying for a 4-point exchange right there, but it just wouldn't go.
Boykins, as I noted a minute ago, shoots the most threes of anybody on this basketball team. He's shooting 35%. Harris 43. He's a good basketball player. He's a left-handed kid, senior at 6'6", and he's done a good job for them all year. They come in here 5-0, and they've had a week off, which is probably good.
Here's that foul, Coach. Looking at it in live action before, it looked really close. Boykins makes the second. Louisiana Tech has led by 6. Alabama has led by a pair. Nice long lead. Jones and the charge. They're going to call an offensive foul on Jones. And all of a sudden, he's got a couple.
You know, the one thing you have to do, Eli, in this press is that you can't let the basketball be thrown over the press in one pass. And that's what happened then. They threw the basketball over in one pass and got the basketball. A missed call, probably. You may have moved a little bit.
Looked like
there.
Powell was
probably
moving.
A little bit moving.
He goes to the bench now, escorted by trainer Byron Butler. He tries to check on his big man. Shot no good from the perimeter. Here's Dazon Ingram. Knocked loose from behind and out of bounds. It goes off. DeRougie, number 10 in blue, as Avery Johnson signals the offense.
Dazon needs to recognize where he's going, what he's doing. I think he gets into traffic sometimes and doesn't have a good pass. He needs to work on that a little bit.
Jalen Harris checks in for Bracey for Louisiana Tech. Avery Johnson off the glass for 2.
That's his favorite shot, going right, throwing that thing against the glass really high. He does a great job of it.
Here now is Derek Jean to Boykins. They're averaging 84 points a game in their first 5 outings this season. And that is going to be an offensive foul, says Doug Shows, as he calls it at the other end of the floor.
Well, the defensive guy, the help guy, got there and then calls the charge. He hustled over, and you see him causing the charge, or getting the charge. A great play, no doubt about it.
Riley Norris had already set down roots there. He was growing there.
Riley Norris is a good player. Works very hard. Been hurt. Had a bad, I think, a bad hip, but he's gotten a lot better. He's very skilled, very tough.
Ingram saw an opening, but Janiah White, the 7-footer, wasn't going to give him a free ride there. It'll be the second on White.
Well,
they'll say it'll be his first foul. They had removed one from him and given it to Harris earlier. So the first on the 7-footer.
If you're going to dunk it, you got to make it.
Yeah. Ingram, 2 points tonight. Had a career best of 22 a year ago against the Ole Miss Rebels. Norris sits and Dante Hall checks back in. Shot is short. Outlet feed, 2 men behind the defense, and it's laid in by Daquan Bracey. What you were talking about before,
nobody,
Coach.
Yeah, nobody back. Nobody ready to go, and he's not back. Lob pass, easy one.
Avery Johnson Jr. And a whistle underneath by Doug Shows.
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen is being called, and we have got a timeout here in Tuscaloosa. It's a seesaw event with La Tech up by 4. Nothing of 6 in their last 6 field goal opportunities, but meanwhile they posted the wins down in Cancun, swept the tournament there, and come home with the championship. That second game being won on the Derek Jean shot from long range as time expired. Watch it here. He backs out outside the arc. Great floor awareness there.
Very good awareness and a great shot, no doubt about it. No pressure there, but he drilled it.
The junior from Miami Beach, Florida. He's really a combo guard.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
Really, the perimeter guys are all combo. And Alabama's got the same thing. They're all combo. I use a different kind of word today, but than combo. But that's exactly right. They're combo guys, and anybody can bring the basketball down.
In this moment now, it's Daquan Bracey, the sophomore from Baltimore. Sexton watches him. In the paint. Look out from behind. Avery Johnson Jr. managed to save it with help from his friends. And there's a shove underneath. They're going to call it on Daquan Bracey. And that'll be the second on the guard.
I like the outlet pass. Alabama's trying to get it out and go with it. As I said, they got to be a little bit smarter when you get down to their end of the floor. But the quickness that they have is certainly a great plus, and it can lead to a lot of easy baskets. You know something, Eli, the game of basketball is made up of easy baskets combined with some other shots. But if you can get some cheap baskets or easy baskets off the break, you've done something.
Amen to that. Oliver Powell checks back in for La Tech after being injured in that charge earlier. Rebecca, what did they do with him on the bench there?
Well, athletic director Byron Padoff, he said that he'd sustained an upper and a lower lip injury. All they did was just clean it out a little bit, and he said he's good to go, ready to be back in the game.
Big 6'8" man. Thanks, Rebecca. Big 6'8"er from Rolla, Texas. Free throw shooting has not been the strong suit tonight.
But it hasn't been all year. Alabama needs some work there. And
60.5% on the year. Less than that here this evening. 6 of 11.
Oh, me.
Look at that opening.
Yeah, Booger Bears are doing a good job with the dribble. Alabama's got to help a little bit more.
There's a turnover against Alabama.
They're just not smart at the end of the break. They're really not. They're not. Yeah. And I know Coach will address that, but they got to be smarter at the end of the break.
3 turnovers for the Tide. And La Tech has matched their largest lead of the evening. Christian lost the basketball out of bounds. Number 21 was looking for DeRougy. There's Anthony.
It's fun to look east and throw west, but it also is very important to get the basketball to the people you're throwing it to.
Backdoor cut, reverse layup won't go, and out of bounds off Alabama. It'll be Louisiana Tech ball. The scoring drought for Alabama, now 2 minutes and 37 seconds. La Tech, meanwhile, 2 of their last 10 in field goal shooting. So neither team really lighting it up.
Alabama's gone zone, Eli. Gone 2-3 zone, trying to stop this dribble penetration. This is the reason for it.
DeRougy with a turnaround for
but
2.
You can't give up the high post shot. High post shot comes against the 2-3 zone. They got it right where they needed it.
The 6'7" forward from Germantown, Tennessee, had 8 against Texas Tyler earlier this season as his career best. Shot doesn't go down by Petty. And I guess going to the zone with La Tech having been just 2 of their last 10, make them shoot it. DeRougy happened to make the bucket there before.
Well, they're trying to take away the dribble penetration. You're exactly right.
And the whistle underneath and a blocking foul. Let's take a look at that zone again and watch how it was broken by Louisiana Tech, Coach.
Well, they set a player on the high post, and a player on the high post behind the front part of the zone. If the big guy doesn't come up, Hale didn't come up, he's got a wide open jump shot and he drilled it home. So you've got to adjust a little bit. Most people have a high post and a low post against 2-3 zones. And when you get the basketball to the high post, at least the shot has got to be contested.
Hey, folks, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the SEC Nation traveling pregame show heads to Atlanta for the SEC Championship game between Georgia and Auburn. He'll break down everything from the gridiron to the grill. SEC Nation, presented by Dr. Pepper, right here on the SEC Network and also streaming live on the ESPN app. That's Saturday.
Ingram is pretty frustrated with his free throw shooting. He's just not quite getting an arc on it in the right direction of his shot. But he's a good player, and he'll get better as we go along. We've seen a little bit of 2-2-1 zone press, we call it. And generally, you go back into a zone defense. We'll see what they do.
La Tech had an 8-point lead, now 7 with the ball.
I think Petty thinks they're playing man, and the rest of them think they're playing zone maybe on this trip.
Christian, long range, shot doesn't go, and out of bounds, and a foul underneath. So the whistle on Kyle McKinley, who had just checked in, a 6'10" sophomore from Stillwater, Minnesota, that is.
Long way from Minnesota.
Yep. Might be a little warmer here than it was up there. 59 degrees now. It was right at 70 earlier today. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, I'm sure they've got the ski-doos out.
There's no doubt about it. They got on earmuffs.
Riley Norris.
Riley Norris has been a very good player for Alabama. He's been a little bit up and down, but certainly an excellent shooter. Just as I say that, he misses, but he had that hip injury and that sort of getting back into shape.
33% from the tray land, but 75% from the line, as you were saying. Nearly a steal by Petty. They move the ball around well. Boykins to Christian.
Zone sort of stymieing them just a little bit. Now they got in the circle there.
And 5 on the shot clock. A three-pointer from long range. Busts that zone right up.
Well, he got right in the middle of the coverage, and nobody covered him, and he was right in the middle of it, and then busted it.
10-point lead, the largest for La Tech tonight. They lost the big man, Dante Hall. Spun off of McKinley, and nobody came to help out.
Well, Petty does an excellent job of penetrating with the dribble, getting the basketball to Hale. And he's done that game after game after game. Not only does he shoot it well, he also gives it up.
Great crowd on hand here tonight. They're seeing a good one as a floater's off the back of the iron, and then McKinley couldn't play it. And it's taken by Alabama. Inside. And the foul and the basket. A pair of zeros going head-to-head. Boykins commits the personal foul as the basket falls for Dante Hall.
Well, and a pair of great dribble penetrations and shots.
Meanwhile, Derek Jean with a three-pointer, while Hall jams it home at the other end for Bama.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
V-Week here on the ESPN family of networks. The foundation started by Jimmy Valvano, funding research for all cancer types at leading cancer centers and research facilities all across the country. There you see the lead right now. It is 6. La Tech is led by as many as 10. Alabama has led by 2. Eli Gold and the coach, Wimp Sanderson, with you. Free throw by Dante Hall. And now a little more pressure by Alabama.
Yeah, a little more trying to keep the basketball off Boykins as much as they possibly can. Face guarding him a little bit, trying to defend the dribbler.
Washington tried to penetrate through. 5 on the shot clock. Washington off the glass for 2 more.
Good job of going back to the left and coming back and using the glass. Boy, using the glass is so important. For all you kids watching this basketball game tonight, use the glass. Basketball is a game of angles.
Your best friend. Behind the back pass. And to the window for 2. Colin Sexton set up by John Petty.
Good move by Sexton. Really very athletic, very quick with the basketball. Great ability. Yeah, they switched right there and had
rejected by the big man Dante Hall. Dazon Ingram off to the races. Shot doesn't go. Christian takes it the other way. And a 3-pointer slows things down again for the Bama fans as Bracy was there and wide open.
Penetrate and pitch. You penetrate with the basketball, you draw the defense back, you kick the basketball to the 3-point shooter and he drills it. That's big. You got to defend the dribbler.
Alabama has led this game for 51 seconds. Louisiana Tech the rest. Let's go back and look at that Petty pass to Sexton. You can't get enough of seeing this one.
No, you really can't, because he does a good job of getting the ball to Hale, but he got it in a backward pass there, which people like, certainly to Sexton, but he's gotten the ball to Hale twice, which is, if you're coaching, you like that. Thank goodness I'm not coaching.
That's the same thing Doug Shows said before. He's the referee here tonight, folks.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted me to be coaching either. I agree.
It's great when they come over before the game and they all smile and say, Coach, great to see you. Sitting down over there with a headset on.
Please stay there.
5 on the shot clock. Basketball pulled down by Smith. He thought about it, Sexton did.
He'd rather penetrate and pitch.
3-pointer for Sexton. It'll be his 12th tray of the year. And timeout is being taken by Louisiana Tech. They'll talk it over. Of course, Alabama's been feasting on 3-point shooting this year. Here's Sexton.
Well, you're a little bit late getting to him. There was no contest. You know, you got to contest shots, and that 3 was not contested. Of course, they call a timeout because Alabama's moved into, not a closer situation at 34-29, and trying to get themselves straight, get themselves a little bit more organized. Speaking of Louisiana Tech.
There are some of the numbers for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Look at that. 5th in field goal percentage, 8th in block shots, 30th, still not bad in 3-point percentage. They come in shooting 41.5%. That'll win you some hoops right there.
Yeah, it will.
And get you ranked number 24.
Yeah, as long as you can make some free throws.
Yeah.
Galen Smith in the lineup. Alabama's playing Galen as well as Giddens, who got in foul trouble. He stays in foul trouble a great deal. And then, of course, Dante Hall. Those 3 big guys inside.
Bracy against Avery Johnson Jr. Now Gene.
Great day in the morning. Wow. That was downtown.
It was, and then some.
Yep.
Riley Norris alone, and he can shoot him. Not that time, and the tip back is taken by the Bulldogs. Nice feed from Gene, but the whistle on the penetrate and a couple of shots here.
Well, that's where the defense gets there late, Eli. He already made his run to the basket off the quick pass, and the defense hurried, but they got there too late. The block was called.
So Washington is at the line shooting a couple.
For all you kids watching television and watching this game, it's so important to move defensively with your feet and try to defend the dribbler with your feet, not your hands. And that's really important. And it's also to remember that there are good threes and bad threes. Yep. The good threes you need to take, the bad threes you need to give up.
Washington, good. A big guy who can shoot not only from the line, but 54% from the three-point range a season ago. Well, he's a guy with size who has a pretty good touch. Inside of 4 minutes remaining in the half.
Doing everything they can to keep it off Sexton as much as possible. You try to guard him without the ball.
Inside, no, and the battle, and Doug Shows calls a shove on Galen Smith, I believe. And the whistle. We've got timeout here in Tuscaloosa. Back in a moment. Hey folks, don't forget Friday at 7 Eastern, it's Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions Bank. Greg McElroy and Marcus Spears. He'll talk about the SEC championship game, and they'd love for you to participate either via social media or live call-ins throughout the show. It's also available streaming live on the ESPN app. Here in Tuscaloosa, 36-29, Louisiana Tech over the Tide. Bama's freshman, Rebecca. Sexton with 8 points and Petty with 2. Maybe a bit off their norm, huh?
Just a little bit, but 3 of Alabama's top 5 scorers this season have been led by that dynamic duo, Colin Sexton and John Petty. Colin right now, he's leading the SEC in points per game. John Petty, on the other hand, leading the SEC in 3 points per game. Right now, they've been up to 220 points leading in tonight's game, and actually got up to 220 points in tonight's game. And then Petty and Sexton both have been named SEC Freshman Players of the Week.
Boy, thanks, Rebecca. Look at those numbers. They could break the existing record, Coach, by 300 points plus for freshman duos and for young duos. That's impressive.
Very impressive.
Washington from the free throw line.
Alabama 8 for 15 from the line, and not very good.
Meanwhile, Washington, who's averaging 4.8, has 7 points already tonight, so he is well past his average and within 3 points of his career high of 10 against Marshall.
Much pressure as they possibly can on Sexton to try to slow him down a little bit, guard him when he doesn't have the ball.
You see the time remaining, first half. Shots rejected inside. Great ball movement. And there's a whistle and a foul.
They're going to get
going the other way.
A block, I believe. A block or a charge.
No, they're going to call a charge.
Okay, they're going to call a charge.
Yep. It'll be a charge. Coach Kunkel does not agree, obviously. He's talking it over with Patrick Evans, the official right there.
Try to pick up Sexton full court as much as possible, make him work a little bit, take some of his legs away from him, try to defend him when he doesn't have the ball. But certainly Avery Jr. has good ability as well.
Hey, folks, coming up at halftime, with this being the week on the ESPN family of networks, we've got a great feature looking inside all that Jimmy Valvano started and the foundation's work from then to this day. That's coming up at halftime. Again, some body work inside. Watch it.
Well, it's very, very costly there.
Over Riley Norris. For the offensive foul on DeRougie.
Well, you lose the basket. That's what's so. Not only get the foul, but you lose the basket. Not ready to pass the basketball. Kind of got up in the air with it. Now sections don't play with it a while. They can do it too. Rejected
inside. Here comes Washington. Long lead. Watch speed, and there's a foul on the shot by Bracey.
The one thing that Tech has done, they've gotten the basketball out and gotten it past Alabama's defense. Alabama doesn't have anybody back on 2 or 3 occasions, and this pass is somebody's by themselves. He misses it, but Alabama's got to do a bit better job of having somebody back. There are a lot of coaches who believe the theory of keeping two guys back on all
the time. Yeah. If Bracey can make both, it'll give Louisiana Tech their largest lead of the night. Doesn't make the first, as Alabama's going to bring in 3 fresh players. Dante Hall is the 0. Petty and Ingram the other 2. Dazon Ingram, the sophomore from Theodore, Alabama, averaging 11 a ball game. Has 3 tonight.
Hurt all last year. Suffered all last year, but better this year. He just got to get a little bit better in the free throws.
Boykins, an 82% shooter, misses both from the free throw line. Nice steal attempt by Gene, but it goes out of bounds.
Got to do a little bit better job of looking to where you throw it. I think it's
looking off a guy, though, well, often works, but
yeah,
not always.
Not always. For me, it doesn't.
Coming up with a bad ankle on that tumble was Bracey, and he goes back down, and timeout is being taken. Quite honestly, when I saw it the first time, I thought it was a bit of an embellishment, but clearly not the case. Watch it again and see, as he obviously fell awkwardly on that drive by Ingram.
No, it's big there. Bracey is.
Yeah. You saw his ankle. He just kind of fell awkwardly there.
He's very, very quick with the basketball. And not only can he dribble penetrate, but he gets the ball to the open people. So I don't know if they're going to. I tell you what, those ankle injuries are not good.
Yeah, it twisted them all up. There was an ankle and the knee. They were reaching for both areas. A guy who averages 14.8 a ball game. Here's Christian now. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Washington. And the whistle as he tried to get position.
Yeah, foul on the big guy inside. Kind of a cheap foul, but the foul was called.
It's the second on Riley Norris. A senior from Albertville, Alabama. In that multiple overtime game against South Carolina last year, Riley had 27 points.
Tech can't buy one now from the line. Only time in the game, Eli, that you shoot the basketball standing still. And kids struggle like the Dickens. They're too busy shooting three-point shots and not shooting enough free throws.
Tech no field goals in the last 4 minutes and 7 seconds of play. Again, Washington misses the pair. 6-point lead, make it 4 as Alabama's Dazon Ingram runs the floor. The Alabama fans now reacting. The Tide coming from 10 down to 4 in arrears. And they've got the ball. Petty lost it. Turnover number 5. Turnover numbers now 7, excuse me.
Tech trying to play a little bit too fast with the lead, and they're jacking up some shots that are not there. Get your shot. Get your shot. Make the defense work.
Jones and Washington, a good battle inside. 4 on the shot clock. Rouge, no. Rebound, Alabama.
Careless, careless, careless. You cannot throw the basketball away and turn the basketball over and be successful. Alabama has not done a good job of looking the receiver.
Nor did La Tech right there. Lots of steps and a whistle and a blocking foul. Jones will be going to the line.
Got a pretty sloppy basketball game right these last
really
3 or 4 minutes.
Derek Jean on the whistle coming back. It'll be his first.
And the little man's coming back in. He's going to come back in and try it. Bracey. He's at the scorer's table. But Alabama's made a good comeback and
they have
got the thing in decent shape.
Jones, a 75% shooter, draws the Crimson Tide to within 3. And there you see bad ankle and knee. Bracey returns in, giving Jean a breather here in the final 30 seconds of the half. That was an air ball.
Shot that into a headwind.
So Jones takes a seat. Here's Christian.
Going to see a spread floor, Eli. They're going to have the floor spread with a lot of opportunities to dribble drive. Going to try to shoot the last shot with this spread floor. They're wide.
There are 2 seconds more on the game clock than there are on the shot clock.
Oh, my heavens.
Blocked out of midair by Dante Hall. And Dejon Ingram fouled by Bracey coming back. It'll be his second.
Great play by Dante Hall. Great play by Tech to get the basketball where they needed to get it. But Dante Hall has improved a great deal. Better basketball player this year than he was last year. Good around the basket offensively. Very, very good around the basket defensively. Shot blocker deluxe.
Dejon Ingram draws Alabama to within 2. Louisiana Tech led by 10. They have led this game for 18.5 minutes of the 20, or of the near 20. Bama has led for 50 seconds, and we were tied for 40. Otherwise, it's been Louisiana Tech. Now it's a 1-point game. Long range at the horn. No, and we have come to halftime with Louisiana Tech nursing a 1-point lead, 38-37. Interesting first half. Not the cleanest of basketball, not the swiftest of basketball, but entertaining for the fans.
Well, it certainly was. Both teams throwing it away too much, not making good decisions with the basketball.
Let's go to Rebecca. She's with Louisiana Tech head coach Eric Kunkel.
Coach, Alabama's only had the lead for 51 seconds. How have you been able to contain the Tide?
Well, I thought we got some good looks early. We were able to find the bottom of the net on some, but we're having a hard time in transition, and that's gotten them back into the game here. We got to do a better job of that in the second half.
And Bracey, he went out with the ankle injury, returned back to the game. What update do you have on that?
Well, he's a competitor. He'll say that he's fine, and we'll take a better look at that at halftime, but we're expecting him to play.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Eric Kunkel with Rebecca Nesbitt. Halftime in Tuscaloosa. When we come back, a feature you won't want to miss. It's all about the week when we return. The President's Mansion here on the campus of the University of Alabama, where neither I nor Wimp Sanderson reside. I'm Eli Gold. It is halftime here in Tuscaloosa. There are the numbers as we welcome you inside Coleman Coliseum. You know, this is V-Week here on ESPN and all of the affiliated networks, started by Jim Valvano years ago, a foundation that has now given better than $200 million in cancer research grants. Let's learn more about Jim Valvano and V-Week.
Time is very precious to me. I don't know how much I have left, and I have some things that I would like to say. There are three things we all should do every day. If we do this every day of our life, you're going to have, what a wonderful, number one is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number two is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
Every day I am reminded that our life's journey is really about the people who touch us. As of Sunday, I didn't even know if I'd make it here. I couldn't fight, but doctors and nurses could. The people that I love, my friends and family, they could fight.
Through it all, I learned that strength, true strength, isn't when you face down life's challenges on your own. It's when you take them on by accepting the help, faith, and love of others and knowing you are lucky to have those.
My beloved bride, Stacy. In the darkest of moments, we embraced and we prayed. Please, don't leave me, she pleaded. We can fight this together.
Listen to what Jim Valvano said 21 years ago. The most poignant 7 words ever uttered in any speech anywhere.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
I can't ever give up because I can't leave my daughters. Coach Valvano didn't. So to be honored with this, I now have a responsibility to also not ever give up.
Whatever I might have imagined a terminal diagnosis would do to my spirit, it summoned quite the opposite. The greatest appreciation for life itself. So I will never give up.
I never imagined that I'd be able to be standing here 20 years after Jimmy V's speech and say that because of all the donations, research, and support, mine is one of the lives that's been saved.
500,000 people will die this year of cancer. And I'd also tell you that 1 in every 4 will be afflicted with this disease. We need your help. I need your help. We need money for research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love.
When you die, that does not mean that you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live. So live, fight like hell. And when you get too tired to fight, then lay down and rest and let somebody else fight for you.
I will live my life full of love and full of fun. It's the only way I know how.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. And those 3 things are going to carry on forever. I thank you, and God bless you all.
Louisiana Tech scoreless in the last 3:44. Bama has drawn close on an 8-0 run as the second half approaches. A great crowd on hand here in Tuscaloosa, and they've seen a dandy Louisiana Tech by a point. They have led by as many as 10. It's been a seesaw kind of game here today. I'm Eli Gold. Coach Wimp Sanderson is alongside. Again, a lot of mistakes, some shooting that's good, some that's not. It's just been that kind of a game.
Well, certainly the turnovers have been not been good for Alabama or Louisiana Tech. Alabama's getting it off the board very fast. They're getting it down the floor very quickly. They're running the floor well. They're just not converting at the other end. So they've got to clean that up. Louisiana Tech has made 2 more threes than Alabama has, so it's anybody's game.
From Wimp Sanderson, let's fast forward a number of years now to the current coach, Avery Johnson.
Coach Johnson, your team went on an 8-0 run right before the half. What adjustments would you like to continue into the second?
Well, we took better care of the ball and finished the half. We got out and ran. We played much better on the defensive end, containing the ball and rebounding, which allowed us to run.
What about an offensive run? How would you like to see that improve?
Well, we got to be a little bit more patient on offense. There were times I didn't even see one pass. That's not our offense. If we got something good, we like getting the ball to the basket, but if not, we got to make their defense work a little bit more.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach Avery Johnson with Rebecca Ness. But let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of play. Daquan Bracey has been the guy for Louisiana Tech.
Well, he certainly has. He's very, very quick. He got out early. The Alabama defense didn't get back. He goes through Alabama on a quick dribble, and then he hits the three to knock it down. So he's been pretty good inside and outside.
14 points, but he does have an ankle and knee injury. He came back to play. We'll, of course, monitor that here in half number 2. Meanwhile, Colin Sexton, not the most blazing of starts. Right now, 2 of 9 from the floor. He has 8 points overall.
Well, he's gotten a little bit, maybe a little bit too fancy with it. Of course, I know that's his game, and I know that's the way he plays. He just needs to do a little bit better job of getting the ball in the basket. They need to do a little bit better job of passing the ball and not turning it over as a team.
If you're just joining us, there's the summary. The Tide on an 8-0 scoring run. Louisiana Tech scoreless in the last 3:44. Alabama has led once by 2 points. Louisiana Tech has led for the majority of the ball game. They have led by as many as 10. And here we go, second half underway in Tuscaloosa, and they still can't break the scoring drought. Bama to try and take the lead. They can't. But a whistle underneath on the shove, and I believe they're going to get Jalen Harris his third. Let's listen in and see if they call him on it. They had a choice. It is going to be Harris's third.
Well, it's obvious that the foul occurred before the shot. Kind of a late whistle.
Colin Sexton, number 2 for Alabama. And Washington kicks that one out of bounds, so they'll reset things.
Ingram kind of posting up a little bit. Got the one big guy in there and the 4 perimeter guys. Giddens has not been back in the game since those early 2 fouls.
They had 2 fouls within the first couple of minutes, and we have not seen the big guy since. And it's tough when you lose a man who is 6'11 and a half. Turnover right there.
Just sloppy basketball, no doubt about it. Sloppy again on this end.
Turnovers plenty.
Yeah, neither team doing a very good job of handling the ball.
And the shot doesn't go, but a foul on attempting a 3-point shot. So it's going to be Petty picking up the personal, his first, and a 3-shot opportunity here for Louisiana Tech.
We've got a game of turnovers right now. Both basketball teams trying to not doing a very good job with it, of getting the ball to the open people. They like him to run with it, but there's nothing happening at the other end. Don't foul the jump shooter.
Jacoby Boykins hits the first. You know, this team in the last 5 years, Louisiana Tech, they have really had some successes. 5 consecutive 20-win seasons. Look, you don't want to play him in Ruston.
No, I can tell you that.
You've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt.
Yeah.
And, of course, Alex Hamilton, Speedy Smith, just some of the great names who have worn the red, white, and blue for Louisiana Tech.
They've had great women's basketball there, too.
Oh, they have, sure.
Yeah, great basketball. And he must be going to make them. They got 4 of them back. I never liked that.
But he knew his shooter's ability, and Boykins hits the tray.
Just check the defense. Going to be man. Trying to find Sexton.
Here he comes to get the basketball. Alabama has led once all night. That was early in the first half.
Not a very good turnaround jump shot for Hall. He didn't have any glass. I had some glass and didn't use it. There's
that
the glass
time,
shot.
though, the glass is used there by Jalen Harris.
I'm a big glass user. Basketball, again, is a game of angles. Angles on the pass, angles on the shot.
Harris was on the all-freshman team in Conference USA a year ago. Dejon Ingram. You know, when a guy like Dejon is in close and just misses a bunny like that, you know it's not your night, at least at this stage of the evening. Gracie, he's okay with the ankle, and what a dish and a foul on Dante Hall.
Penetrate and pitch, they call it. You penetrate and pitch to the guy underneath, or you penetrate and pitch for a three-point shot. Nice penetration there, nice pitch. Foul comes up. I don't know why these four guys are back.
Janiah White, the #1 scorer and the #2 rebounder, the 7-footer is. Goes to the line.
Yes, I do too. I know why they're back. Because Tech had a hard time getting back off missed free throws.
And now Giddens comes back in. Remember, he has 2 personals. Got the 2 of them in the first couple of minutes of the ball game.
Transfer from Ohio State. Got some work to do to be a good one.
And very quickly, a 7-point lead now for Louisiana Tech. And a whistle and the shove out of bounds. It'll go on Daquan Bracey, his 3rd.
And that's the pass. That's the foul before the shot. So it's going to be underneath the basket. 3 fouls on him. You got to defend the dribbler without fouling.
Of course, he's going to get some bench time now, one would assume. And indeed, coming up is Derek Jean. He'll be checking in at the next opportunity. Nice dish inside. Oh, and the bunny is missed right there again.
Glass shot.
Gidden couldn't make it go inside. Alone for 3. A whistle, though, on the floor underneath. Watch this off the screen and roll right here.
Good screen, good roll, bad shot.
3rd foul on Alabama. Dejon Ingram picks it up. It'll be his 1st.
Alabama, generally speaking, has been zoning the out-of-bounds plays. Let's see what they do after this basketball comes across midcourt. They're going into a man.
Jalen Harris. He has been scorching hot in the first few games this season. Tonight, just 2 points, but he has really been a catalyst to get them to a 5-0 start for the Bulldogs. 3-pointer, Washington, short. Rebound, Alabama.
I'm not sure Washington's a guy that you want shooting a lot of 3-point shots, but they've been.
He did hit 54% last year from Trey Land, and there's the finger roll for 2, and a whistle and a timeout for Alabama. Count the basket for Jalen Harris, and Avery Johnson has seen enough.
Well, Herb Jones made a poor pass, and they're just not doing a very good job of getting the ball to the open people.
We'll find out more when we come back to Tuscaloosa.
It's V Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
The V Foundation, founded back in 1993 by that man, the great coach Jim Valvano. Wimp Sanderson, you played against his teams, didn't you?
Well, I certainly did. I think, in fact, I think it was the year they won it all. We got beat in Denver 3 or 4 points, but they had a great team. They've been pretty fortunate, really, but they did a great job.
Yeah.
And he was a heck of a guy. certainly very, very sad to see him go so early.
Yeah, that bottom line there is important. 100% of the direct donations go to cancer research programs. The operating and administrative expenses come from the foundation's endowment. So if you make a contribution, you know that the money is going exactly where you want it to go, and that's cancer research. So folks, if you want to do something special for a lot of folks, think about a contribution to the V Foundation, as the basketball is going to be called with a jump ball, and the arrow is heading to Alabama.
He spoke at one of our banquets, either mine next to last year here.
Quite the man. You know, there are 15.5 million cancer survivors in the country today, and the survival rate for many of the different cancers are continuing to increase.
We played North Carolina at North Carolina State's building one time, and I walked into his office. I said, "What do I need to do?" North Carolina. He said, "I don't know. I don't ever beat them."
Nice help, huh? That's Wimp Sanderson. I'm Eli Gold. Glad you're with us here. Rebecca Nesbitt joining us on the sidelines tonight. Alabama has led by 2 points once for 50.5 seconds. Otherwise, Louisiana Tech has led all night by as many as 10. Long range shot doesn't go for Harris. He's never met a shot he didn't like.
No, he really had nobody under at all. He just jacks it up, and then wasn't a very good three. Good threes and bad threes.
Avery Johnson with the scoop. That doesn't go down.
He's a scoop player. He likes to shoot that scoop shot. Makes it most of the time.
8 on the shot clock, and they're going to call a blocking foul as Jacoby Boykins will pick up his second.
Griffiths to get a timeout.
And there it is, the horn for a timeout here at Coleman Coliseum. Bama's been struggling against La Tech tonight. Welcome back, everybody. The number 24 team in America, the Alabama Crimson Tide, having a tough time tonight with a bunch from Conference USA, Louisiana Tech. Tech has beaten Texas Tyler, Southeast Missouri State, Montana State, George Mason, and Evansville. And you look at that resume and you say, well, how good are they going to be? Well, they're pretty darn good. Let's check in with Rebecca Nesbitt.
Talking with Coach Conkle earlier this week, he said there are 13 kids under the age of 11 among the 5 staff members of his basketball team. He says that his boys know all the players' names. The team comes over to his house to hang out. The kids attend practices, they attend games. Coach Conkle went on to say it's a really neat family community in Ruston. The team will stand in front of the band and sing the alma mater after every game. And then the kids will end up playing a pickup game on the court post-game. Eli?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The coach told us earlier in the week, we talked to him, he said, I'm a caretaker here. Not just for the program, but for the kids. And it's a great atmosphere. And, of course, Louisiana Tech off to a great start this season. Last year, 23-10, 14-4 in Conference USA. Back-to-back 23-win seasons. Harris off the window for 2.
Well, he really made a good move then because Giddens had set up for the charge, and he got around Giddens and used the glass. Good shot. Alabama needs to. They got Reese in there now, a young freshman from Pelham, to see what he can do. He shoots a lot of threes, which I'm not sure is good or bad. But this is a basketball team that needs to start picking it up a little bit. You know, you always think you're going to come back in the end, but they better get going.
Louisiana Tech's largest lead of the night now at 11. But it's cut down with that nice floater off the hands of Reese for 2.
Yeah, Reese is going to be a good player. He needs to work a little bit harder to be good. I think he has an opportunity to be. So we got 2 big guys in there now with Giddens and Reese, 3 perimeter guys, and we'll see if this helps them any on the boards.
Boykins. You notice Petty is not on the floor for Alabama. We'll follow up in a moment on that. Here's Sexton, throws it away.
been too
turnover.
much. Yeah, a little bit too much game of turnovers here. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly not to Avery's likings. He's taking Sexton out, giving him a breather for a minute.
Look at this, Wimp. Let's cut you for a second. Look at the extreme left. The last 2 timeouts, Petty has not been in the huddle with the team. He's been sitting all alone by himself. Yeah. Maybe the ankle that he hurt in Brooklyn.
I don't know. Maybe,
or who knows?
Maybe could be. You never know about these kids. They're sometimes hard to coach, Eli.
Again, if just to take you back to Brooklyn, New York on Saturday.
He practiced yesterday.
He did.
Okay today.
He started today, but again, watch this. He's number 23. An awkward landing there as he collided with the player from Minnesota.
Eli, sometimes when you're not having a good night, it eats on you.
But it was just interesting to see him sitting by his lonesome there at the end of the bench as Boykins hits the free throw.
This 4-back for Louisiana Tech is certainly designed to get back defensively, I guess, because Alabama's been coming out with it pretty fast. They hadn't got a whole lot done at the end of it.
Yeah.
But they've been coming out with it pretty quick.
And you know, this is going back to Petty. This really is his first, what term do you want to use? Subpar. I mean, the guy's averaging 14 a night. He's not used to getting 2 points and so on.
Wow. That's got to be a charge. He called it a block.
And he obviously right there, Gene does not agree. It'll be his third. Take a look. Well, he was moving. Still doesn't like it. Derek Jean, the 6'2" junior guard from Miami.
I never said a word.
Yeah, right. Please. Ingram saw an opening, and there he goes for 2. Faison Ingram. It's a 9-point Louisiana Tech lead. Fans looking on, trying to help as best they can. Powell is back in the game, number 35 in blue. He's got 2 fouls.
I'll tell you what.
Look at the offensive board.
Boykins will drive you crazy.
And a third or fourth try, and it finally goes down.
Well, it was good. It was a good tip, Powell.
Yep.
Good tip by Boykins. Never seen a shot he didn't like.
I thought Smith might have had a play there for Alabama, but he didn't. And then the foul called by Doug Shows under the basket to our right. Let's go back and look at this possession again, Coach.
All right. All right.
There's the block.
Shot number 2. Tip in number 3.
Number 3.
Yep.
Number 4. Yep.
What's a foul situation? I lost count.
Personal fouls in this.
I mean, the team fouls. I can't find them.
5-4 for Louisiana Tech. As Ingram draws Alabama to within 10.
I think they're going to save Sexton down the stretch, give him a little bit of a breather, maybe bring big guy back in here in a minute.
See if Petty comes in for Alabama.
Petty's coach is here. We did a great job with him.
Here's Bracy now against some tighter pressure, but not smothering.
A little bit more spread out offensively, getting a little bit more room to use the dribble. They use the dribble pretty darn good.
No rush. The shot clock down at 6. Used the body nicely, but the shot didn't go, and Ingram gets the basketball.
Let's see what happens here.
Runs the floor and draws the foul.
Well, they take it to the basket, and the foul occurs there.
That's the 6th on Louisiana Tech right there.
It was close to a travel.
I don't think traveling is even called anymore.
I don't know. It's called, anytime you ball fake, they call it travel. That wasn't one of them. But anytime you fake it at the basket, you don't even move your pivot feet. They call it. They drive me crazy on that. They haven't done that tonight. But generally speaking, any kind of ball fake is automatic travel.
Ingram sitting at 9 points tonight. .58% shooter from the line, makes one of the two. Bracy doesn't get rattled when guys come out on him. Number 4 there in blue. He's been in control all night. Playing with 3 fouls, though. Lost it. And out of bounds, it'll be Alabama basketball. Avery Johnson Jr. and others reaching in to knock the basketball loose.
When he gets it in there, he doesn't have anything because Reese and the big guys are in there. He needs to do a little bit better job of, before he gets in there, get to the trees and shoot the jump shot rather than trying to go all the way.
One-hand try doesn't go. Bama with the rebound. And a whistle, and they have a timeout. We've got timeout on the floor. It's an 8-point ball game. Hey folks, don't forget Saturday at 1 Eastern, the SEC Nation traveling pregame show heads to Atlanta for the SEC Championship game. They'll break down everything from the gridiron to the grill. SEC Nation, presented by Dr. Pepper right here on the SEC Network, and also streaming live on the ESPN app. Here in Tuscaloosa, Louisiana Tech leads Alabama 52-44. That's what's going on elsewhere around the SEC tonight. Auburn winning. Tennessee is a final, and LSU up comfortably at the Maravich Center. We welcome you back in. Off the hands of Gene, and Alabama takes advantage of that turnover.
Just absolutely careless turnover. Good job by Alabama.
Bracy right up the middle, and the shot rejected and a whistle.
Well, he's trying to do it by himself, and it's not good. I think Alabama.
Alex Reese with the personal. There was some pressure. Watch this.
Yeah, there was some pressure, and he just threw it away, and that's good defense by Alabama. Probably playing them 94 feet away to play him. As long as you can keep the ball in front of you.
Turnovers are 14 against Alabama, 10 against Louisiana Tech. As the shot bounces, Bama averages 13.3 turnovers a game, so they've exceeded their per game number. While Louisiana Tech is exactly at their per game average of 10. And that's number 11 in America as far as fewest turnovers in Division I basketball. And now timeout taken by the officials.
May see some blood on somebody.
Yeah,
I think Ingram's got blood. He'll have to come out. See who they're going to get in there.
And they're going to go take Dejon Ingram directly to the locker room area. Reese's pass picked off by Louisiana Tech. Boykins. The shot doesn't go for Gene, and a whistle against Louisiana Tech. It'll be Anthony DeRougie.
Well, the one thing that happens to Louisiana Tech is they get in there against all those big kids and they can't shoot it. You got to get close to them and then use a little shot, a little bank shot or something to make it there. You can't get inside the trees to shoot it. You got to get on the outskirts of the trees to shoot it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to get on the inside. There's not anything there.
You saw DeRougie taking a seat. That was his 4th personal foul. Now Reese to attempt his first free throws of the year. No good. Loose ball. La Tech, they've got numbers going the other way. Harris.
Grief. I'm telling you that right now.
Reminded me of old Nate Bowman of the New York Knicks.
Grief.
Avery Johnson Jr. to the corner. Save for the giveaway.
Now watch this break. Are they going to get anything out of it?
Washington.
No, they're not going to get anything out of it. They don't take their time and get anything. Neither team is doing a very good job on the break. They just jack it up. Don't wait on anybody. It doesn't make any sense.
Louisiana Tech in blue leading by 7. And now the shooting has just gone totally cold.
Yeah, both of them cold as
that
cucumbers. You got to come down if you're Louisiana Tech and run something and get something on the perimeter, not trying to take the basketball inside against Reese and Smith, or whatever his name is, the big guy, Galen Smith.
La Tech has a whistle away from the ball is called.
Got a foul on somebody from Alabama.
It's going to be Jones. That'll be his 3rd. Louisiana Tech has had no field goals in the last 2.5 minutes, shooting 1 of 9. Alabama not a whole heck of a lot better. Kind of sitting at 46 points.
A little more skill in there now with 3 kids that just substituted. I think it'll give them a little bit more skill.
Coming up on the 10-minute mark of the second half. Glad you're with us on the SEC Network. Eli Gold and the coach, Wimp Sanderson. 2 on the shot clock, Gracie.
Oh, my heavens.
Offensive void for White, and they're going to call the whistle going the other way. And White says, it was in my hands. How is that foul being called on me?
I don't know.
They say he reached over top of Dante Hall.
Maybe. Bracy is absolutely jacking it up, completely out of control.
Bracy just 5 of 12 from the floor tonight. He has 15 points to lead all scorers. He and Ingram both have 15. But it's not his normal game.
Well,
here's Dante Hall. Louisiana Tech up by 5. This is not uncharted territory for the Bulldogs. Look at those road wins that they have posted over the years.
Well, tonight it's uncharted because they're not doing what they did over the years. They're getting nothing offensively.
But nevertheless, that's a good non-conference victory slate. 8 on the shot clock. Rejected inside. Breakout to Sexton for 2. It's a 3-point Louisiana Tech lead.
Bracy's going to catch on one of these days, and he can't do what he's trying to do against these big kids.
And a timeout taken by Coach Conco. Louisiana Tech. The outlet was pretty and a nice jam. Watch it again. That's worth another look. The block by Hall. Jones.
Good run out. Somebody's got to be back defensively. Good pass.
And
Easy
Sexton, yep. Doesn't get a whole lot prettier than that. So it's a 3-point lead. The current scoring drought for Louisiana Tech, 2 minutes, 18 seconds. That was only his 3rd field goal of the night for Sexton. He is 3 of 13. We told you moments ago, 2 of 12. Now 3 of 13, gets to double figures. He's got 10 points all told. Glad you're with us. Hope you've enjoyed this one. We've got another game like this coming up in a couple weeks. The University of Rhode Island will be here and we'll have coverage for you. spin, and that breaks the drought of 2.5 minutes for Louisiana Tech.
Well, the big white kid did a nice job of spinning back to his left and making a very, very good shot. That's something they needed to do. They've gone zone now. They've gone to 1-3-1 zone. They've changed their defense.
You were speaking of Janiah White there, who made that nice play. And now we've got still a 3-point game. The clock down to 8.5 remaining. Nice underneath move, and the follow-up won't go. But he gets his own rebound. Goaltending call. Count it. Count it for Janiah White.
Good rebound, good shot in there. We'll see if they stay zone. 1-3-1, that's what they're going to play. That's actually a 1-1-3, but they're going to play. They're going to trap them some, but they're going to play zone. I think zone's the way to play right here, right now. They can't defend the dribbler very well, so that's not a bad move at all.
Avery Johnson Jr., no. Here's Christian. And they're going to reset the offense. This is smart here. Use some clock. You may not agree.
Yeah, I do agree. If you get that of Bracy's hands.
5 on the shot clock. Nice lean out, and Harris off the window for 2.
See if they go back zone. I think zone probably was a good move for Tech to come back here and try to stop the dribbler a little bit. Of course, that was a joke there.
That was a little Matador defense.
Yeah, there wasn't any zone there at all.
As Colin Sexton went flying by.
Sexton so quick with the basketball. Nice play. Nice move.
And there's a foul on Jones. And that's going to be his 4th. Nobody in this building like that, particularly Avery Johnson. So we've got a timeout. Dante Hall showing some muscle inside moments ago. But we've got ourselves a tight one late. It's a tight ball game, has been it much of the evening. Alabama has led for 50 seconds. Louisiana Tech has led for 31 minutes and 21 seconds. Glad you're with us, Eli Gold and Wimp Sanderson. It's remarkable here of late. Whenever Alabama gets close, all of a sudden La Tech shoots ahead again.
Well, Alabama's gotten back in the game by a little bit more pressure defense, making them turn it over a little bit. Louisiana Tech has helped Alabama some by shooting some questionable shots. So Alabama's back in it from that 10, 11 point deficit they had. They've cut it to 4-5. 3-point
shooting, not sparkling. Heavy rebound numbers, heavy turnover numbers. 16-11. And guys who normally explode off the score sheet being held relatively in check. Petty started tonight, but has only played 19 minutes for Alabama. Has 2 points. 1 of 3 from the floor, nothing of 2 from Treyland. Never tried a free throw. Shot doesn't go, and here comes Alabama the other way.
Let's check the defense and see what it is. It's 1-3-1.
1-3-1 look.
Right.
Yep. Inside 7 minutes remaining. Nice moves. Rebound. No. Another offensive board. No. But the jam is emphatic. Dante Hall.
Certainly a good rebound by Dante. Alabama did a good job of keeping the ball alive on the basket, around the board.
We're back to a 3-point La Tech advantage. Boykins. Here's Josh Harris. Rather, Jalen Harris. And an offensive foul. Harris. It'll be his 4th.
Well, there's just not a whole lot of offense there for Louisiana Tech. It's a situation where they're trying to dribble through cracks, and they need to move all 5 people and get some back screens and do some things offensively. Way too much dribbling and too much taking the basketball inside off the dribble with no shot there after they get through.
Alabama has not led since 1:36 into the first half. And they're going through the land of the big men. Colin Sexton, who draws the foul. It'll be Oliver Powell, his 3rd personal foul. So Sexton shooting the pair. .68% shooter, makes them both, and now it's a 1-point ball game. Again, of late, whenever this situation arises, next thing you know, Louisiana Tech is up again by 7.
Tech's got to have some offense. They got to have some screening and some jump shots.
Turnover.
Bracey's absolutely killing them.
Dejon Ingram and a whistle going to the basket.
He is absolutely killing them. He's turned it over, shot bad shots. It's not been good.
Foul on Washington will be his 2nd. If Dejon Ingram hits the pair, it'll give Alabama their first lead since 1:36 into the opening half. We're tied. That's the 3rd time tonight this game has been tied. And now Alabama to try and take the lead. Which they do. So the first lead for Bama since 1:36 into the ball game. We're now 5:33 remaining in the game. Coast to coast, give me the lead back, says Bracey. Nice defense by Boykins to not commit a foul as Sexton went by. And there's a foul on the offensive variety, a clearing out call on Sexton. Wow.
Well, he used his arm a little bit there to clear out the defense, and official was right on top of it and called it. I couldn't tell much about it, but the foul was called. 2-2-1 press. Alabama likes to do this after free throws. They're actually going man press is what they're doing now.
Turnovers 17 for Louisiana Tech, 13. Should be 17 for Alabama, 13 for Louisiana Tech. Leaning off the glass, Daquan Bracey.
Two good entries for Bracey after the struggles. He certainly made 2 good shots. As much as I've criticized him, I need to give him some credit.
Jean and a blocking foul.
Defense got there after he was in the air. The defense got there late. So
and that's going to be 5 on Jones. And still on the hardwood is Derek Jean, the junior from Miami. But that's going to do it for Jones. 6 points and 5 rebounds for him tonight as he fouls out. Byron Podorf is the trainer you saw working there with Jean.
I don't know what the official was talking to Avery about with his guys. Somebody in the
Avery Johnson there.
Background there,
yeah.
Eli.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Avery Johnson on the left. You saw John Pelfrey on the right. Doug Shows is that referee, one of the veterans of the Final Four, one of the best officials in the business, talking to both benches. Again, Bama does have a man fouled out, Herbert Jones.
I don't know what kind of clarification we're trying to get, but we're trying to get some.
Might be getting the foul numbers clarified.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was a situation where they visited with the coach, and it was not a timeout. It was trying to repair the player that got hurt.
See, the fans didn't like it. It looked to them as though Jones was there and stopped. And then Gene would have been guilty of the offensive foul.
So Gene is out. Bracey's shooting his free throws.
Yeah,
is that correct?
That's what it is. Gene gets hurt on the play, so they bring somebody else on the floor at the time who can shoot the shots, and Bracey is the man who is designated. So Gene on the bench. There you see him after taking that charge, or the blocking foul there as he charged into the Alabama defender.
Let's see what they are doing defensively, because I think it's pretty important. Looks like they're man. They're back man.
And again, La Tech has gotten out to a lead. Count the basket there, and a foul. Dejon Ingram, count it. And the whistle on Boykins inside.
They have a very difficult time defending the dribble. Everybody does. Defending the dribbler is a hard situation in basketball. You've got to move your feet, and it's something that you have to work on every day in practice. Defend the dribbler, because if you don't defend the dribbler, then not only does it give him an opportunity to score, but it gives him an opportunity to really get the basketball to the big people inside, as well as to the three-point shooters.
And we've got a 2-point game with 4.5 remaining. Louisiana Tech has led by 11. Alabama led by 2 early and 1 in this half. Bracey. And the
really nice
jump
play
by Washington. What
very
a pretty
nice
dish.
Play, but he didn't shoot it. He kicked it off to the open guy. There's a difference, and that was absolutely terrific.
Looked like the Bama defenders ran into each other on that play. We'll check that video again in a minute.
That's what I'm talking about, containing the dribbler. He didn't contain the dribbler, and he scored.
Sexton dishes, and I'll see your dunk and raise you a jam. And we've got the timeout. But Washington, Jalen Washington from Smyrna, Tennessee, taking advantage of right there. You saw the 2 defenders hit each other, count it, and we've got a 2-point game late. Hey folks, don't forget Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions Bank with Greg McElroy and Marcus Spears. They'll talk about the SEC championship game, and they'll want your participation via social media and live call-ins throughout the show. It's also available streaming live on the ESPN app. They've got one coming up Friday at 7 Eastern. Although they're normally on Mondays, we've got an extra one for you Friday at 7 Eastern. Hope you can check it out. Let's compare the numbers of where we are right now. And Wimp Sanderson, Bama shooting a bit better, but the turnovers, my goodness, well above their seasonal average.
Well, turnovers are not good. Naturally, the free throw shooting is not what it needs to be. Alabama was 16 for 26 the last time I looked. It's gotten a little bit better since then. Each possession is pretty darn big. Alabama's in there with a pretty big back line with Reese in there. Certainly a young kid, but Paul has played terrifically well.
And Riley Norris in the lineup for
Riley
Alabama.
Norris is very good in the clutch. He's been injured, but very good. Don't quite have the perimeter speed with 3 of them like they do. They're going zone defense, but when play 2-3, we'll see what happens. I don't know what kind of shooters all these guys are. I know Harris is pretty good. They want to go in there where all the people are. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
They want to go in there so they can get the shot blocked.
Dante Hall with the rebound.
One of these days, I'm going to figure that out.
Well, I know you're new to the game.
Yeah,
Give it time.
It's unbelievable.
Nice spinning move and the underhand lay-in for 2. And we are tied at 67. 4th tie of the night.
2-3 zone. Probably not a bad idea for Alabama if they feel like they can't defend the dribbler. Boykins is going to shoot one.
And a foul on the floor against Alabama. Dazon Ingram with the second. Watch that Sexton drive from earlier, though. Man, you watch a guy like Colin go.
Well, you know, he's got great movement, great inside presence as far as handling the basketball, reverse pivoting.
White, number 5 there, just wondered where the heck did he go?
Yeah, I would be a little bit worried about having everybody back. I mean, they're going to give up the 2 free throws. If they miss them, there's nobody around. They can't even hit the goal. If you can't get back defensively, then you shouldn't be playing.
And White, normally a great shooter. He was 9 of 10 coming in from the line. Makes that one there. He's now 2 of 4 from the stripe tonight. And a 68-67 Louisiana Tech lead. Alabama has led this game for 59 seconds. Louisiana Tech has led for 36 minutes.
Well, that was a zone defense back again, so they're changing back and forth.
Keep everybody off balance.
Well, Sexton kind of quick shot it. Had a pretty good look. 2-3. 2-3, big back line.
Avery Johnson yelling to put your hands up. Swipe at the basketball.
They give it to him. He's going to crack it.
Gracie, floater, too strong. Here comes Bama. And they jam by Sexton. Alabama leads again by 1. Their 3rd lead of the ball game, and it comes with 1:48 to go. .90 seconds remaining. And the finger roll for Jalen Harris. Missing is Sexton. Rebound, Norris for 2. Not a soul is sitting. Only the players on the La Tech bench. Everybody else in the building standing.
I think silence by me is the best way to call this game. You can certainly see what's going to take place.
Inside a minute to go. And a turnover against Louisiana Tech.
Boy, what a huge turnover that was.
Bracy says his arm was hit.
Well, Bracy didn't throw it to anybody, really.
Turnover number 14 of the game for the Bulldogs.
Boy, what a huge, huge turnover that was.
Ingram, 40 seconds in the game, 15 on the shot clock. Alabama leads by 1 here in Tuscaloosa over a stubborn Louisiana Tech team that's 5-0. Block and the foul.
Good pass to Ingram on the baseline with the left hand. He takes it down to the basket and gets fouled.
That's by White, his 4th.
He has not been a great free throw shooter tonight, but he's capabilities of making these. He's struggled a little bit with the free throw line from the free throw line prior to this game, and struggled as well tonight. So it looks like it has a great chance to be a close victory for Alabama.
Dazon Ingram makes it. Don't forget, folks, the latest updates and information from the SEC. Check out SECnetwork.com. Go there now. You'll see the reaction to the latest college football rankings. Mississippi State's new head football coach, and volleyball and community service. those stories and a whole lot more at secnetwork.com. Check it out. If you want to be on top of the latest from the Southeastern Conference.
All right, what's Tech going to do? If he makes this, they got to come down and get a good 2 and call timeout, or they've got to shoot the 3.
Shot is good. Largest lead of the night for Alabama, 73-70. Now remember, they have a propensity for late game heroics, although the man who normally does that is not on the floor, Derek Jean. But we have seen them shoot late threes. Here now, inside, layup, no, follow-up foul. Janiah White went to make the offensive board and draws the personal foul.
Well,
it'll be the third on Dejon Ingram.
Surely Tech won't put the people back on this one. I mean, he's on the line. They better get him in there. White makes 2. Not much time.
White coming in as a 90% shooter.
You got a foul.
He's now 3 of 5 tonight.
You got the foul on the throw-in. You got the foul. You can't let the basketball come in bounds. You got the foul on the throw-in. Take your chances.
Louisiana Tech has 3 guys out there with 4 fouls.
You got a foul. You got a foul. You got a foul. You got a foul.
And a timeout is taken by the Bulldogs. And they are going to bring in Derek Jean here at the substitution. He is the guy who has those great buzzer beaters that we were talking about earlier in the telecast. Last week against Evansville down in Cancun. Gives La Tech a 63-61 win.
Well, here's what has to happen.
And then watch this, Coach, his freshman season half court to beat Marshall in West Virginia, 97-94.
Well, he's not going to get his hands on it. I don't think. Probably.
You wouldn't think.
No, you wouldn't think so.
Bama would tackle him first.
You're going to try to get the basketball into the hands of your best free throw shooter, Eli. You're going to set up something to get the ball into the best free throw shooter that you have. And if you're Louisiana Tech, you're going to naturally, number 1, try to keep the ball from coming in bounds. Number 1, Eli. Number 2, when they do get the basketball in, you got a foul.
Yep.
So
and
that's
again,
the key.
You see there, the possession arrow is in Louisiana Tech's favor. They also have a couple of timeouts to use. But Avery Johnson is saying, guys,
you've got to keep this ball in front of you. This ball has got to be kept in front of you, and then you've got to commit the foul. There's no time. 9.1 is not much, and you've got to hope for a last-second shot. So
Alabama has only led for 2 minutes and 39 seconds tonight, but it's come at the right time. And the foul by 22, Jalen Washington. It'll be his 3rd.
All right, what you have to do here, if he makes both of them, get it down the sideline, Eli, and shoot the 3 if he makes both of them. If he misses, of course, you got to rebound it and go. You ain't got much time to go.
Just, you see 8.2 remaining. Remember that number 1 in blue, Derek Jean, is the guy with all the heroics with late game winning 3-point baskets if it comes to that. Sexton hits the first. 19 points for Sexton.
The first pass inbounds, Eli, has to be long. It has to be somewhere in the neighborhood of mid-court in order to start the clock then. And to get the shot off at the other end, if it's going to be a 3-point shot to tie it, you've got to get the basketball down the floor on the first pass, Eli.
And he makes it both. 3-point lead.
Well, they got a shot at it then.
7.5, 6.5, 5 seconds. Shot no good. Rebound put back. Timeout La Tech with 2 seconds to go. But Alabama has a 1-point lead when they inbound it.
This game is history unless they can intercept the inbounds pass. Probably this game is history. Louisiana Tech fought them hard. They played hard. They didn't play as well at times. They had a bad struggle in the last part of the second half. They struggled some, but looks like Alabama's going to come out with a 1-point victory.
But there's 2 seconds remaining. That young lady says, all right, it's not over, but then she says, oh my God, I'm on the TV. Well, it's been a fun one tonight.
Yep, the only thing you can hope for is to intercept the inbounds pass and score.
Everybody's in the double bonus, obviously, at this stage of the day. Alabama shooting 44%. Louisiana Tech 38%. Bama 22% from Trey Land. The Bulldogs 18%. Bama 71% from the free throw line. Louisiana Tech 73%. Turnovers, Bama 18, La Tech 14. Here we go. Final 2 seconds of a 1-point game. Riley Norris inbounds long towards Sexton. Makes the grab, and he is grabbed instantly by Derek Jean. So the personal foul on Jean. That will be his 4th. Good inbounds pass by Norris, Coach.
Yeah, it was a good pass. Breakaway. A little bit dangerous, but yes, good breakaway pass because, of course, Sexton's so fast. Alabama's not going to the free throw line, which is smart. They're not going to beat you with 1.6 unless they throw the long pass, and you can prevent that by not putting anybody on the line.
Shooting the pair now is Colin Sexton.
Sexton to shoot 2.
The building went stone silent as he cans the first. Now to try and make it a 3-point lead. Which he does. Now the only chance La Tech has is the inbounds and a long tray.
Sling it.
Jean throws it. It's battled for. Loose. Good if it goes. No. And it is over. Alabama wins 77-74. Jalen Harris had the last second try to tie it. He could not. My goodness, what a ball game.
It was a darn good pass from out of bounds, certainly, and a good tip there for give them the opportunity to shoot it and make it. So I thought they played the 1.6 on there as good as they could play it.
It was quite the game tonight as the Crimson Tide now improves to 6 up and 1 down, while Louisiana Tech drops to 5 and 1. Watch that last-ditch effort again.
It was a very, very good last-ditch effort. They threw that thing 94 feet, got the shot off. Just didn't quite go.
Just couldn't go. So this one's in the books. Haven't met for 12 years. But tonight it was worth waiting for as Alabama posts the victory by a final of 77-74. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage here tonight from Tuscaloosa. For Wimp Sanderson and Rebecca Nesbitt, I'm Eli Gold saying so long from Tuscaloosa. Final score, Alabama 77, Louisiana Tech 74. Our next broadcast from here in Tuscaloosa on the SEC Network will be men's basketball on December 6th as Rhode Island takes on Alabama. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of the SEC ESPN Network. Good night from Tuscaloosa.